Amanda, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm good. How are you, Walter?
All right, we're in the middle of summer. How is work going? How is life going?
It's busy. Um, I like it. It's busy. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of family. There's all the good things, but it's going so good. It's hot.
Busy is good, hot isn't. I hear
It's
you.
so hot in the South.
It's been a hot summer. So, in working with Ed Champs and the coaching, talk to me about the benefits that you're feeling from participating.
Okay, so I decided to take on like this whole new project, but it was gonna have to be built from the ground up, and it just started out as this teeny tiny little baby seed of an idea, where I wanted to have some teaching artists work with kids in the building where I'm at because I wanted my own children to be able to work with teaching artists. And I'm a teaching artist among a lot of other things. And I do a lot of work with teaching artists and teaching artists who use arts integration because I'm really passionate about arts integration. So I wanted to be able to somehow get more teaching artists working with more kids um, around all of the art forms. And I tried this 3 different times to make this happen. And finally, in August, I got it to where it could happen. I finally got to the point where I could have it happening on a consistent basis every week. But it was very messy and was not well. I didn't have the answers to a lot of questions that I had, but we were able to be functional and to go ahead and just dive off the cliff. If we waited till it was perfect timing, I don't know if I would have ever gotten it going. But then I have another educator friend. She's a dance educator who's also a teaching artist. She and I started having some conversations, and we saw the potential for this teeny tiny little baby seed of an idea. And she had another little teeny tiny seed of an idea. When we put those together, we saw like a world
Yeah,
of possibility. But since then, trying to, I've been trying to make sense out of things that ended up being senseless. I've been
yes,
trying to answer questions that I didn't have enough insight to answer on my own. I have had a lot of imposter syndrome. And so the coaching for me has been a way for me to not have to work through any of that by myself. It's been a way for me to find perspective outside of this town where I live. And it has been like a confidence booster because a lot of times when we talk, you're not a yes man as a coach. You're not like my hype. You would be a hype guy for me if you needed to. I know you would. But you're not doing that to make me feel better.
yeah,
You're Sometimes I'm trying to find out the answer to a question and you come back with a harder question. And I'm
yeah.
like, sometimes I'll think, okay, I see the world in this possibility, and here's where I want to go with this. And then you'll ask me a question, and I'll think, oh, it's bigger than what I thought it was. Like, this is even bigger. You making me think even bigger.
Yeah.
And I just hadn't been able to get there on my own. And I think the coaching has made this propel forward faster than I could have imagined, which is a really good thing, which means we're going to be able to start reaching more kids now instead of waiting
That's
and
wonderful.
missing them. Yeah. You ask really hard questions, but they end up being so good.
Well,
So,
and you do my heart so much. Um, I have this conversation with Gretchen every so often that so much of the coaching is a, d- a discovery where none of us know what we don't know until we all get in there and start
yeah.
talking. And then the deeper questions come, and oftentimes we all walk away, coaches and educators walk away being, wow, I didn't even know we were going there. And this really opened my eyes to things I wasn't even thinking about.
Mhm.
So there is a lot of room for growth there. And so much of it is what you bring to the coaching session. Like you said, if we were just sitting there trying to boost you up or make you feel like everything's good, um, you wouldn't have that magic. But what you bring and what you're working on and what you're seeking is so much of what makes it such a success.
You're not telling me what I want to hear, but I'm still leaving the conversation feeling like, boy, I can change the world if I want to. Because I'm just, as you were talking just now, I was contrasting that with what I experienced a lot working in some, not all of them obviously, but some schools that I worked in, where it was always like, explain yourself,
Right.
justify why you did that, and it was punitive.
Yes.
That's not what kind of questions we're talking about here. These questions are like, tell me why you did it that way,
Hmm.
and I'm comfortable to say I don't know, or I'm like able to process some of that out to get to a place where I can be better. And I don't feel like I'm this big when I leave, like it's not punitive. It's really positive, and it makes me feel like I can be better and I can do more.